This is why I think KFC is superior to McDonald's, okay? Because McDonald's is kind of fascistic. It's dirigiste. This is what you eat, and this is how you eat it. With the KFC, you can kind of mix the gravy up with the fries and everything else, okay? And Honey Makbari, at a much more elevated level, you get little bowls of chili, little bowls of ground ginger, little bowls of this, and you can basically sprinkle it on and vary the flavouring.
Because the personalisation increases perceived value, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's, I told you the marketing director of Nando's in Oz, interviewed him the other week. He was basically saying half their genius is the personalisation. You go there and each dish, even so we could order a half chicken, but we go up to that little fucking station and there's all our different bits, and it increases that's one of their genius.
And actually, I mean,
that's why I love a curry, because you can just you get so many different little varieties of. You get the naan bread,
it's combinatory. I totally agree with that.
Yeah,
you get variable reinforcement sort of stimulus, which is more interesting.
And I know every bit of podcast that we ever hear of Rory, he always talks about Indian food being your favourite and the best iteration of restaurant food in the UK. And of course you're right, and you've mentioned Gymkhana and Verswami and Ambassadors Clubhouse, but I think that Chinese food's better.
Really?
I think Chinese food is the most underrated cuisine.
Yes, that's probably
in the UK, because there is incredible Chinese food and most people never get to try it.
That's kind of true. It's actually, you're right. Okay, I don't think it's as good as Indian, so I'm not going to accept that. But
I knew you were good.
But when you say it's underrated, I think that's fair, because it became slightly naff through ubiquity and through. That's fair, actually. No, I think actually, I mean, there probably is scope for someone to actually effectively do a dishoom on Chinese food.
There's no doubt about that, and I think it'll
What
probably.
do you think we get? So you said like most people in Britain will never get to try it. Like where's good to go, and what
I think
are the misconceptions about like Chinese food in your opinion?
I think the barrier to going into a Chinese is weirdly high, because you see these great big menus, and while you know as a customer what Singapore noodles is and what beef chow mein is and what dim sum is, you go in there and you can be kind of, there's too much information, there's too many things quite often to choose. And if you go into regional stuff, you might know a couple of bits and you might know what to order, but if you look at the regional menus, whether it's it's the Sichuan or the the Jian or any of
Is
these.
Sichuan just a region or is it a spice?
It's both.
Okay, sorry.
But then you start seeing things you don't quite understand, and there's words you don't get, and then you feel a little bit, I'm not sure. But when you
the choice architecture is a total fuck up, isn't it?
I wouldn't say it is, because it's for people who know.
Yeah.
But most people don't know.
No.
And I think that's a slight barrier to entry. But then when you do find one that you love and you like, and you know the dishes that you like, and you go back again, it's the best restaurant in the world. I've got a couple down here that I just absolutely
Which one's still in Queensway? Do you remember that one in Queensway which used to have fish painted?
My mate, it's there because my mate, I don't know, the names escape me, but my mate went for his leaving do.
Do you want my most depressing story? So we've just been to Marks and Spencer's in Whiteley's. This is years ago with my wife. And we walked past that restaurant. She said, should we go in and eat there? Well, no, we just bought all this Marks and Spencer's food. So we went home, ate the Marks and Spencer's food. 20 minutes later, bloody Marlon Brando went in. So I never got that. Now, in fact, that was his favourite favourite restaurant in London. Now, I think we can confidently say that Marlon probably knew his food. The late Marlon Brando probably knew how to eat.
What would you say are the best Chinese restaurants in London then?
The best.
Well, like the ones that you frequent the most.
The ones I like the best. I mean, Dumplings Legend on Gerrard Street. It's absolutely fabulous.
Yes.
Okay. Really, really good. There's a number of Four Seasons around the place. There's one famously in the Hippodrome. There's one on Gerrard Street, but the one on Wardour Street, just down from O'Neill's, for some reason tastes a million times better than all of them. Yeah. And the Singapore noodles in there, the Dao Niu with garlic on, the Sichuan chicken, the one with all the chilies and the cloud mushrooms and the lotus root, absolutely sensational. And they do the barbecue duck as well and rice, with that amazing rich sauce on top, and I could eat it all the time.
Have you been to Beer and Noodles?
Oh, it's great. Yeah,
You like this, Rory. So they've got their, that you'll do one thing well. They've got this hero product, which is essentially like a bowl of noodles, and they bring up this fuck off big beef shin, essentially, and they pull it at the table and they slice it with scissors, and it goes into dish. But it's like, the noodles like thick, fat noodles, and then it's just beer. It's like such a simple concept.
Why is there a faux trend where laksa is much better? What's going on there? Malaysian food's underrepresented, isn't it?
There's a brilliant Malaysian down here.
Oh, right, okay.
Come back to me in a second.
Because that's an absolute...
But of course, you asked me about the best Chinese. Of course, it's Andrew Wong.
Yeah.
It's A. Wong. I mean, he's just...
He needs the good earth.
But I like the good earth too, but I think that's kind of like Waitrose of Chinese food.
It is, yeah.
It's all the stuff you recognise, and it's done.
That's the best way of putting it. It's the Waitrose of Chinese food. It's like
my neighbour in Deal said in the late 1960s, he was an ad guy, kind of in the Mad Men era, and he said in the 1960s, he said there were two questions that were important, which is Indian or Chinese, and Beatles or Stones. And he always believed the correct answer was Indian and Stones. Yeah. But anyway, we can.
What would yours be on that?
I'd probably. I have to confess, I'd probably be Indian and Stones.
Wow, that's because I would definitely be Chinese and Beatles.
You'd be Chinese and Beatles.
I'm Indian and Beatles. Yeah.
You're Indian and Beatles.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Espressos is sponsored by supply chain software gurus Unleashed. It talks to your e-com and accounting software. It's helped Islands cut admin time in half, get granular clarity on your margins, know where your stock is, don't miss availability. Brands like Candy Kittens, Tiny Rebel and Trip all use Unleashed, and so should you.